one.
How are you doing? This is me, Jose Mercado, coming from the future to tell you more about Set 11. Come with me if you want to learn about Set 11 and have fun. Frisco, lava cakes, habubu. How are you?
Very good, Jose. Your voice has changed quite a bit. I like it.
Did I say Jose? I mean the Terminator. I apologize. Yes, I'm an android. Mr. Broches, how are you today? Mr.
Doing well, man. How you doing? I'm doing well, Mr. Terminator. How you doing?
Matt, I thought you were an Android too. Are you not an Android anymore?
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Android 16, please come back into hiding. Don't ruin our plan.
You have to let it all go. Go ahead.
Ricardo Sapu.
They'll never get old.
Ricardo, how are you?
Your purpose does not compute. You want to play Series 11 for fun. I only play to win and talk about my victories on Facebook. Does not compute.
Neil 5, draw a card, play 5 things for free. No, that's compute. No, not compute. Well. Oh, we have our Lord and Savior, John Cana. John Cana, show us the way. Show us how to play card game and have fun and learn. Come with me if you want to live and teach us how to play. John Connor, ladies and gentlemen.
How's everybody doing?
Welcome to the podcast, homie.
What is up, CrossFan? Woo! That was super lame. Thank you for staying with me. This is supposed to be the Terminator. I apologize. That was super lame. But we have John Connor. You know, he's gonna be the inheritor of our Wheel of Fire, the inheritor of all the 3XG stock, and he's gonna be our replacement for when we retire because we're getting old. So
I'm in my 30s, bro.
How you doing, buddy? Good to have you. How you doing, John?
It's good to be here. I'm doing great.
That's wonderful.
Thanks for
We're
joining.
so happy to
For you that don't know John has been always in our ears, in our soul, in our hearts, showing us the way to have fun, the way to enlighten our lives with the laws of Dragon Ball Super entertainment.
And you drink Pepsi, so you're good.
Yeah.
I'm here.
So, on a serious note, John is always building. He's always telling us his ideas, and a lot of the decks that we build is actually coming from inspiration from what John built. So, take it away, Sap.
But more importantly, before talking about John, the Dragon Ball Super card game player, I want to know about John, the person. John, tell me about your career. Tell me about your favorite ice cream, and tell me about the highlight of your summer.
Well, right now I'm 20 years old. I work from home with computer networking and cyber security.
Nice.
John Connor, I'm telling you, Lord and Savior.
Yeah. Favorite ice cream.
Wait, hold on.
We'll go with this.
You said you work cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Question: Do you
Yes, I'm aware.
Do you happen to work with Skynet?
Not yet.
All right.
An upcoming project.
Back to
getting a resume made, and then
Back to the ice cream question because that's more important.
Ice cream.
He would answer that question and say yes, dude.
It's real.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, but growing up, I always ate cookies and creams. So I guess I've got to say that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean. The way does that feel, I guess.
Yeah. Cookies and cream ice cream, cookies and root beer. All a man needs.
These.
Yeah, so how did you get into Dragon Ball Super, John? You know, yeah.
What happened?
Well, growing up, of course, I grew up with on Dragon Ball, just it being aired on Cartoon Network as I was growing up.
Yeah.
And just as I was transitioning between competitive card games, I've played a couple years of Yu-Gi-Oh! I played Magic for 3 or 4 years. and then I got into to Dragon Ball around set 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
Nice.
Tell me about the first time you played Dragon Ball Super.
it would have the first time that I would have played would have been the set 4 pre-release. So right after Mecha got
Good timing.
tended to.
And let me guess, you played Mira.
Maybe. I actually played Cell Chain, but yes, that did turn into Mira Cell Chain.
I know.
That's awesome.
What's your Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball character? Your favorite Dragon Ball character? And why?
The why is always important.
Yeah, the why is always important. Probably Teen Gohan, in all honesty, just because the character arc and that development he goes through, especially throughout that series of Cell Saga.
Nice. Love it.
He is so close to me. It's so close to me.
Hey Sam, this is gonna be yours.
Dad. I mean, son. I mean, Gohan.
You mean go ahead. Go ahead.
That's cool. I appreciate that story. Gohan's probably my favorite character too, especially from that saga. But and then so you got into Dragon Ball Super. You started nerding out, and then slowly but surely you became pretty close to all us 3XG boys. Tell me a little bit about how that came to be.
Well, I was doing a team event at one of the celebrations. My team was at table 1 against UZAP, Mr. Matt Combs here, and then the one that's missing. Yeah.
Oh, this was this is one of the
Missing
Carolina events, right? South
Missing
Carolina, right? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I believe Matt was on. He was on the Space Apes.
Space Age, bro.
Vegeta baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I figured you're across the table from me, right?
He played against me.
Matt. Yeah, I was playing Prison against Matt.
Prison?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I felt like when we played, I was like, the fact that I thought about the matchup after you sat down and saw Prison, and I was just like,
Well,
I think I inadvertently like counterpicked him because Triple Flash is like a
Flash
messed
is
up
pretty
card.
good here.
I was just like, I'm just gonna try and resolve that card as many times as possible. Like, it was funny. It was a really fun game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
all
miss
right.
I miss team events. Man.
Yeah. It's coming back to me now because afterwards, we're all catching up and we're just like, man, if you ever need to talk or if you're ever trying to bounce an idea off of anyone, just let us know.
but what you guys don't know is that John and me, we share a strong bond because we run into every single Ohio event.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah, because John and me are relatively close, so he's in Kentucky.
Mm.
Man.
Yeah.
Quite
so
the
every time,
duels.
I remember the very first time that John came to me, it's like, yeah, dude, like, let me share my idea with you. It's like, yeah, I don't know you, but you're awesome. Cool. Tell me. And it's like, these are like ideas, like, slow down. 'Cause I don't get it. Explain it to me. Explain it to me.
I know that one of the first ideas I brought to you all was that it was like set 7 Iron Vow Trunks.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Counterplay tribal deck, and I still love that deck.
Yo,
If it was a viable deck, I would still play it. I'll be honest.
We all have our fixes.
Exactly.
We all do. Yeah. So I think one of the reasons we really wanted to have you on this week is as we're deep into spoiler season. What we love about you is how much you're willing to challenge the status quo. You're not interested in the let's play the deck as it's intended. You might do it once or twice just to get a feel for it, but you're all about finding quirky interactions. You're not scared to try something to learn that it's not competitive, and I really want us to really look at that and to talk to help you all listening how to adopt that mindset, because an experience that we've all had is the less assumptions you have, the more likely you are to break things.
I wanted to build on that, Sap, a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that I think John has the embodiment of the research and development mentality that we praise and that we actually try to tell the community to have. Like, don't play it safe. Just in your time, make mistakes, learn, have fun. It's a game. Have fun. Winning comes late. If you need to win to get promo cards or something, I guess, or get your nat team right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he's an embodiment of R&D research.
Yeah.
and development.
Yeah. So how do you get like that? Why do you think you approach things so differently than so many other people that we've talked to over the years?
Traveling to time all the time, dude.
A big part of it comes up, growing up and playing in these competitive card games. I started going to tournaments with Yu-Gi-Oh! Whenever I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
And so you start having to operate on that sort of budget. And so whenever you're forced to work in that sort of restricted area, you start to find more and more ways to sort of manipulate with what you're able to play with.
That makes sense.
I know that one of the decks I took to tournament first was back when White Dragon Ninja Lock, when that was a thing.
Okay.
Cool. So right now you're still operating in that mentality in Dragon Ball.
Yes.
So do you buy only the cards that you think are gonna be broken, or just like, oh, this is a card that I really have fun with and I'll buy this?
It's a bit of both. I know when I bumped into use Jose in Orlando, and I was playing Shinron Tank Control when everyone who was on Shinron Ramp, I was like, hey, check out Assimilate Ability. It's going to be great. Maybe not at the moment, but moving forward. I picked them up for like $6 or $7 a piece. A couple weeks later, they spiked up.
Bro.
They did.
Yeah.
Which card was it?
Piccolo Assimilate Ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was on Shinron Hand Control, and I would go turn 2, Objection, turn 3, rolled piece out, Assimilate Ability, Free Desire,
Yeah.
get Figure of Majesty out, draw a card, and play a Chilai the Beautiful, then my drop and pass. And so if they do anything, I'm killing their guy, I'm drawing cards, and they're negging cards.
Yep.
That was also the same event I played Beerus General Demolition in the main deck.
I remember that.
This is why we love him.
That was my favorite card.
There's a phrase that I've used a lot in my day, but it rings true when you talk about a deck like that. Like, you really want it. Like when you're jamming general demolition in your deck, like you are telling me exactly what kind of man you are. You're like, turn 7, you are discarding 3 cards. I am turning this card sideways.
Or you're wiping the board and the energy.
Oh, it was wiping the board every game. I'll be honest.
That's so broken. That's so broken. No one wants it more.
Because, I mean, if that didn't happen, it would just be to turn 4, wish out an Infernal Machine, and give it crit and triple attack. And then they lose.
Yeah, that's amazing. What kind of decks come most naturally to you?
Growing up, I always have been a control player. That just has always been the sort of play style I've gravitated towards.
Nice.
So when Matt says, sorry,
I was gonna say. So why do you think that is? Is it just do you prefer just playing a longer game and making more decisions, or do you prefer having like the most access to information possible throughout the course of a game? Like, what is it that appeals to you about playing a more controlling play style?
It's a bit of both. I do like the information access it gives, but a larger part of it is I just find those sorts of aggressive and mid-range strategies that they get boring and very repetitive game after game. And so we playing these sorts of control decks is why I played Prison for however many sets now.
Yeah.
Because you cannot make the same decisions every single game and get away with the win.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You want to earn it. You want to be that guy that when you're playing control versus control, if the game ends and they have any cards in their hand or any cards on the field, you are doing it wrong, aren't you?
Yeah. I'll tell you, I pulled out so many Invoker players in this last set in set 10.
Really?
Okay, so we get it. If the opponent's having any fun whatsoever, you're not having a good time. That's
I mean, yeah, I mean that kind of sums it up. Yeah.
Your goal is to make them quit the Dragon Ball Super card game. Got it.
I'm like, I either want the game to be like incredibly grindy and close, or I want to completely take my opponent's will. Like that's those.
The main win con is actually them conceding.
Yes, that is like I want them to be having the least amount of fun possible to the point where they just sign the match slip before the game is even over. Like it's either that or it's a really grindy game. That is when I have the most fun.
Those games come up back with Violent Predator against Hatchiak, and like like you play Violent Predator, but then you just pass because you don't have to give him the cards. You're not going to kill him that turn, and then you're like, but then they're just like, why'd you do that? And because swinging is still not the correct call, and then you're like pass, and then you follow up with the next turn, and it's like
then you're like brilliant idea. Like
No, I did that at when we were at the PPG Invitational. I played a Hatch guy and I go, Violent Predator. Okay, next turn off free play Scholarly Gambit. Tap 8 victory strike swing at you.
Yeah, exactly. Literally,
the win more, the total win more.
Literally, that was a progression back. I was like Gogeta 7 into Violent Predator into either Victory Strike or SS4 or whatever at the time, and I was like, oh my god, that just took all the fun.
When you were playing Piccolo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, RIP. I miss Piccolo. Now I miss Piccolo.
I do too.
I was actually on 21 at that event that I hard casted the Awaken Power, and I was like, okay.
That's so sick.
Yep.
My hero. So set 11 looking kind of messed up. Ooh.
It's creeping.
About 30 days out. If not, about 30 days, maybe a little bit more.
That's a logo. So what? We know all the black stuff. We know all the yellow stuff. We've been introduced to blue. So maybe we can all take some time to talk about the archetypes we've thought about or had some time with, and some initial impressions. Let's start with black. Has anybody played with Goku or Broly yet?
I have not.
I have not.
Broly.
Okay, I've thought about Broly. I thought a little bit about Goku, but I haven't played either. Okay, so Lord and Savior. Is Dark Broly D-Way? Yes,
I think
maybe.
It's very strong. Matt mentioned it earlier. It takes a very lot of sequential playing and a lot of playing it properly, or else you will get yourself into a losing situation. You can't just play all three of your Broly's each turn and swing and pass.
Okay. So, inform the people that haven't got to play it yet. What do these mid game? What do these power turns with the deck look like?
So, most games you try and just mull out for your one drops. Is it Savage Rush and hopefully a ball.
Yeah.
If not, you can kind of aim to play your Broly's on turn 2 or turn 3. But the games where you just turn 1, play your Savage Rush, play your ball, and play your 6-drop 30k blocker, you're sitting in such a strong defensive state early game, and especially against some of these leaders that have to make contact to execute their game plan. It puts them really far behind, especially like this SS4 Vegeta that's coming out.
Yeah.
Whenever you turn 1, that Broly blocker is just a wall for them, and they can't do much
really cool.
until turn 3 or turn 4.
Mm-hmm. That's sick. And then, so the other two, one of them is KO a card and they discard a card?
One of them is you choose a battle card theirs in the battle area and you send it to the warp, and the other one is you choose a card in their drop area and they choose a card in their hand and you warp both of them.
Yep.
That's right. So it effectively feels kind of like Hatchiak in the way that you're playing an Overrealm-like mechanic, but it's not actually Overrealm, and you can obviously use some Overrealm to exploit with it. And then you have the Unison and the leader ability put stuff from the warp back to the drop as well.
Yes.
Very cool. Yeah, I know my favorite thing about the deck is that you can play Hasty Dispo!
Yeah, and the skills don't get negated too, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's a bit troubling when you think about it. Messing around with the deck, like John had alluded to earlier, like my first feedback was the sequencing, and that like when you pick up that deck and you're trying to play it, the sequencing is so important. because it's like maximizing the correct number of cards in your drop area, managing the cards in your warp,
Yeah.
when to move them, when not to move them. And essentially what it feels like is you want to be able to do like what John stated. Like if you can get a Savage Rush on turn 1, that's great. Otherwise, your alternative play is Toa on turn 1, get a ball.
Yep.
And then turn 2, you can actually set it up to where you're getting all 3 out, just basically on your mills is what it requires, which is why I tend to lean, like instead of playing Hasty Dispatch Dispo, I lean into just playing more black 30Ks, like Mirror Creator Absorbed, or anything else, just to be able to trigger it. So then you just have more hits whenever you're milling. So then turn 2, you can play all 3, swing with all 3 of them, combo all 3, and then the next turn, do it again, like kind of thing. So it's like this weird, like, it's like this aggressive, mid-range deck that just like plays the aggro role really well, plays the mid-range role really well. It definitely feels like it requires a lot more on the pilot's part, which I think is cool. It's like, as opposed to like something as simple as like Skillless, where it's like, I'll reveal a ball, I'll draw a card, I'll bring the ball back, I'll play my 1-drop, I'll tap 2 mana, I'll play a 30K, I'll pass.
Everything sideways.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I do. Whereas like in Dark Broly, you're just like, oh man, how much math do I have to do?
Yeah.
How many cards do I have to have? Well, like, do I mill now, later? Oh god dang. Like it's just like it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the weakness of the deck. So because all the 6-drops have unique and it makes it hard to get through. I assume your kill turn is going to be something like swing with a bunch of your 30Ks and then swing with your leader, and then during that activate battle, you kill all your guys to have a big leader swing, and then you revive them, and then you Champa, and then ideally you have a Bibbidi beside the Champa.
I mean, that's it. That's a way of doing it.
Yeah.
One of the ways of closing it out I've played is you play the making an entrance to go Kunigate, and you play the new Conqueror of Evil. Is it Xeno Evolve?
5-drop, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
I
I actually appreciate Power Burst in the deck a lot, because the Power Burst can grab back your Toes and your
Anything.
Paragus's.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Or your Brawly 1-drop. So it's
Yeah, your Savage Rush.
Yeah, exactly.
Power Burst puts in work in that deck.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Power Burst does a lot of work in the deck. I think one of the things to watch out is it's more free things that you're doing and a lot of free bodies, which free things with Champa and Bibbidi we saw can be a good thing. And when you add more free things with a new archetype with Bibbidi and Champa, and it's already a 30K, it's like you almost don't even need a Bibbidi with it. You can just save your Bibbidi with your leader swings and stuff like, or your unison swings, etc. So it puts your opponent, you're going to put your opponent in rough spots and a lot of time in the games, because 30K or even 40K double strike on those guys is already going to be pretty beefy. So that's just something to watch out, because that can be another repeat of Vegix kind of thing.
Well, you also still get to play the Supreme Kai time as well if you want more 10Ks in the deck.
Yep.
So it's like the deck is just like 30Ks are huge.
They're huge.
Like,
They are swear word.
Huge. Like, they are so thick. Defending against those is so hard. Like the fact that you have to combo one of the the iconic attack rares. You'd have to combo one of those plus another card to defend yourself. Is like that's so telling to how powerful a 30K body is.
Yep.
Yo, so put it in perspective. So Skillless has been showing up in top cuts for 6 formats now. And imagine, what if I told you, instead of having to play a 1-drop and then having to pay 2 while the 1-drop sticks to play a 30K?
You can do it for free.
It's exactly. That's my main concern with the deck, is hopefully that doesn't become too powerful in itself.
$0.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's gonna be yours for free $99.
The price is wrong, Bob.
Perfect.
Tier list. Adam Sandler movies. Go.
Who's doing it?
You are.
Oh, S tier easily for me is Big Daddy is S tier. Tier 1, Billy Madison. Tier 2, Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore's S tier, bro.
Tier 2, bro. Happy Gilmore. No, sorry, Big Daddy is a feel good movie, comedy, everything you need. And then like tier 3 is Mr. Deeds. Like
Tier 3?
Oh,
No.
Tier 3, bro.
Mr. Deeds. I love that movie.
Sorry, man. Sorry, you didn't make the. I made the tier list.
Oh, okay. So what I need you to do is go into your settings and look at the Word document you just read off. I think you're reading it upside down. So reorient your screen,
No.
and then we can continue this conversation.
Wait,
Absolutely not.
did you mention Billy Madison?
I did. It was tier 1.
Okay. I had to
But
make
what about 50 First Dates, bro?
I mean,
That's like an honorable mention.
I've seen it too many times. That's the problem.
It's okay.
It's a rom. It's a rom. It's a rom com.
Anywho,
30.
Yeah.
Bottom line, 30K swingers are decente.
Free.
And a pain in the butt. Deal
Yep.
with.
talking about pains in the butt, can we take 30 seconds to 16 minutes to talk about SS Bardock the Tenacious, please?
Oh, we can talk about it. I personally think it's a good card, but I think it's going to fall in the same category as Nimbus. I don't know if it's going to perform as well as we think, because Nimbus right now is basically the same thing as that card. It's like, hey, you counter a battle card, they can still swing another battle card, leader, and unison. And this is basically the same thing. Instead, you get a 25k body. So I think it's going to perform the same way as Nimbus. So it's not going to be as good as Dormant, or I think what's the red negate called again? Violent Raise.
Violent
I don't think it's going to be on that level yet. But I think it's still a really good card.
So just to make sure we're all... Oh, stop!
Green, black, Dredgeku. You're
Black Dredgeku, bro. I'm playing Bibbidi in that.
You're never attacking, bro.
Yeah.
Never.
And it,
I've actually bought a mono black Dredgeku list somewhere.
Yo, me too.
that was like my first thing. I was just like, I was like, everyone's complaining. I was like, what if I just play mono black Dredgeku?
Yeah.
I'll play. No, just Fu mission accomplished require that my leader be black.
Nope.
I think so.
Does it?
No. BBD needs to be the.
I think Bibbidi's all your energy.
No, Bibbidi's just all your energy. No, it's legit. Nope, you can do it.
Yeah. Okay. So you just play mono black Dredgeku with
and the Boo, right? You can play the Boo.
I
The
think
Boo, I think you have to be a black leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can play draw apes.
And you can play not even a scratch.
And you can play not even a scratch.
And you can play Toki Toki into your 1-drop Supreme Kai blockers. And then once you do your Toki Toki,
Gohan off there.
Then you get your free Gohan. And then they attack. And then you block with your blocker. And then you awaken.
So
oh my god! Hold on.
Wait, your blocker won't die though.
Hold on.
Oh, you got Supreme Kai. Well, yeah.
Hold on.
He's gotta go grab pen and paper. Hold on.
You can also play the new Mira 2-drop into the new Mira 5-drop if you want to play hand destruction. That's busted.
I'm okay with it. Like,
See, just existing in John's present creates things like this.
This is true.
And these are things that deep down we all know aren't going to break the format.
But we want to
I don't know.
I do want it.
Like Dredgeku getting access to Bibbidi Super Combo, Supreme Kai Tide combo, because it doesn't check to see what color your leader is. Like,
right. You never know.
Bro, if you want.
Which one is Dredgeku? Do you mean Nuku?
Nuku? You mean Nuku? Milku?
Oh, no, you mean Burstku, one of the
Burstku?
7 green Goku leaders.
Wrath of Godku.
Wrath of Goku. Nice. Ragekiku?
So I just want to recap to make sure, because Frisco, you were describing SS Tenacious Bardock, and I didn't understand how you were describing it. What do you believe the text on that card is?
Is that they can only attack with battle cards once for that turn, right?
No. They can attack once.
Yeah, they can only attack with battle cards one time, right?
They can attack once.
Wait, I thought it said only battle cards.
No, it's battle cards. It's battle cards.
Reading is fundamental.
It's battle cards, Charlie.
I'm recording right now, so I don't want to show off my Internet Explorer.
Okay, so what I'm reading is
battle cards.
Okay.
So
never mind.
Yeah, so my mind it's the same thing as Nimbus.
Okay, yeah. Now I look like a dumbass. Awesome.
But
I'll accept your apology formal letter in the mail within 7 to 10 business days.
You're good at 3 or 4 times, but we got there eventually. Speaking of which, that new black counterplay I think is phenomenal.
Which one?
Yes, the two cost that reduces the cost
Rebellion
by
Hammer
yeah.
by 1.
That card
Oh,
is
Rebellion
that card is pretty good. I like that a lot. Just to recap for people, I think as a 2-drop, it can ignore or sends a 4-drop or less to the warp when instead of being played. It can cost 1 instead of 2 if you have 12 cards in the warp. I think.
Yeah, that card's. I mean, that card's really strong.
Yeah, that was one of my concerns was that black is going to get good counterplay cards. Then it's going to be like a full fleshed out color.
There's
What
your
is
letter,
now?
Frisco.
I accept it. Now put a stamp, PWE it back to me.
Can I get a PWE? That's gonna be $1. $1 for PWE, please.
No. Okay, so Bardock is actually kind of manageable then. I thought it was 1 tech for the turn, but
Yeah.
that it definitely helps because black doesn't really have a great interest to go wide. Blue now can play this card because it's not leader restricted.
Mm-hmm.
So like I remember Frisco's really sick new Soul Striker deck. You're playing the KQ engine, so you could discard the balls off Goku Black.
Yep.
Well, now you can charge the balls and then play Tenacious and make sure you don't deed.
Yeah, you don't die. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Still,
cool.
I like it. I think it's something to revisit for sure. But
So
that would have been busted though if you can only attack once for the turn. That would have been crazy good.
yeah, for so next we have Son Goku, Zeno, another overrun leader. This one's cool because it can create like double strike. I guess the question right now is it better than Demigra? That's like my initial thought looking at it.
Yeah, I do appreciate the fact that it has it's basically an untap 1 draw 2 leader because you can draw 1 from your leader before you awaken and then switch to bring the 4 from the warp back into the drop and then draw another one. So
Right.
I like that.
And
I like that.
Broly can do that too, actually.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I definitely like that aspect of it. I think Goku can probably manage bigger overwhelms more frequently. But Demigra can probably go wide better.
You think
Well,
so?
I think. I mean, Demigra has the easy way to go wide. The just like the card that came in Magnificent Collection.
Yeah.
Like
Is it Demonic Overlord?
yeah. But honestly, like messing around with SS4 Goku, like putting 4 cards back from your warp to your drop is a big deal. 4 versus 3 is a big deal when you're
Yeah.
trying to get to 6, because those overwhelm 6 cards are like pretty absurd. So.
Yes.
Yeah, so I do like that you have burst 3, draw a card. You can also take a life, and then the way I've been building the deck is like my 3-drop overwhelms or 3 overwhelms are either Vegeta the Ravager, and then I'm also playing Vegek stuff, and then also the
Right.
there's a 3-drop Zeno Goku that costs 1.
Yep.
To overwhelm, you can take a life and then put 2 cards back from your warp to your drop.
Yeah.
And then you can then evolve on top of that into Saiyan Transcendence. So you can then just like have your engine going even more.
Yeah,
So-
bring 8 back every turn.
Yeah. So you can just like start filling your drop every single turn. So I actually think that the deck is pretty good. Like being able to play your Tenacious like consistently, or play the double strike crit guy with your Bibbities, like, and do it consistent is the biggest thing. And so I think it offering you that consistency to play the 6 overwhelm guys is like pretty impactful.
See, I found it more comparable to where Mass Saiyan used to sit in comparison to where Demigra sits.
Okay.
Because in
Okay.
comparison, you have where Demigra's always wanting to go wide, where Mask is saying you're wanting to make your 1 overwhelm play. You get that effective pressure her body along with swinging your leader with that additional pressure.
And the leader has a meaningful swing because of the attack boost.
It becomes critical. Well, no, you need
With
to
double
you
strike.
wouldn't-
Yeah.
you wouldn't get this to critical. Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. You know what I just realized? This is actually the first set that doesn't have a canon Goku leader.
This is true. I think that's true.
Yeah. It
I
just
mean-
says Zeno.
They only have the Vegeta cannon. You're right.
And then the Gogeta. Wait, is Gogeta on the front, or is Gogeta Goku and Vegeta BR on the
He's
front?
Gogeta on front.
It's
and back.
Gogeta.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Super Saiyan Gogeta and then Super Saiyan Blue on the back.
Yo, Vegeta technically got 3 leaders this set if you include Baby, because it is Vegeta.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, Vegeta got all the love.
But
I'm so happy.
Well deserved.
I do like the Overwhelm Goku though. I'm kind of excited to play with him a little bit to see how it works because I actually think the Extermination ISR or IAR or whatever it's called, it might be pretty good in the deck just to get extra mills in the deck and stuff like that because you want to resolve those 6 drops as often as possible. So I'm kind of excited with the deck and see how it turns out.
What do y'all think about the promo Gohan leader?
I'm torn.
I really like that lead. Like, and I like that you basically get to start with the unison.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which feels really powerful.
Really strong.
So starting with a unison in play and then just having a leader that's generically good facilitates overwhelm, and then the awaken side is pretty powerful. Like you do the same thing where you put cards from your work back in your drop, and then the once per turn, giving yourself plus 5k and then a relevant keyword. Like that leader plus the unison is going to be like, it's so like reading it just seems so like not impactful, but like I can imagine gameplay like starting with a unison in play is going to always be like powerful.
Does it actually put it in play or does it put it in your hand?
Puts it in your hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like you're starting the game with an extra card basically.
Yeah.
And you're just
Yeah. It's one of those leaders that are generically good, right? Like you can play a control game really, really well because you can control the opponent unison. Yeah, like it's gonna be really hard for your opponent to keep an unison alive.
Yeah.
You know?
My only issue. Go ahead.
It's almost effectively a burst 4 leader with the Piccolo having to take up and loot.
Yep.
Right.
And having that fill for each turn on the front side compared to the fill 3 as most other leaders do on the front.
Yep.
That can be very impactful as well. Being able to power out your Bardock Awakened Instincts, being able to power out a couple of your other overrun plays.
Yeah. My only issue with the Gohan, it might be mitigated, but I think how the leader is going to be is that you're going to need a swing to fill your overwhelm, but Goku doesn't require a swing to do that, so it just requires Sequence Z to attack with the leader first, which you might do regardless, but you're probably going to be stuck doing that since that's how you're going to fuel your overwhelm once you're awakened. That might not be a big deal, but it might. I don't know. It might require that sequencing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Matt described it well a little bit ago when he said that when he plays the game, he either wants to have this really close, grindy game, or he just wants to kind of like demolish the other guy. And when you think about that former idea, the decks that feel like they can grind are the ones that are super flexible, the ones that can be really defensive or really offensive. And the versatility that the leader offers with the crit or double strike feels like it kind of has all the answers. Not to mention how many different things the Piccolo leader can do. It just it's a cool Swiss Army knife, and I'm a fan of it too.
He also gains 5k. So,
Oh.
20k critter, 20k double strike, just because you overwhelmed the guy.
Now all we need is a counterplay that overwhelms something, and we're in it.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's really funny. There's actually, it's funny because I'm just scrolling through Shenron's layer. So there's been a card that I've been keeping my eye on, like this entire time that black decks are getting popular.
The one drop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's from the first Overrealm expansion. It's Supreme Kaya Time Continuity Keeper.
Yep.
Yo.
So this card is absolutely dope. So 2 cost, and then it just has this auto. When you play this card, choose 1 black battle card from your deck with an energy cost of 5 or less and send it to your work, then shuffle your deck. Then at the beginning of your next turn, if this card is in play in your battle area, you just basically get to add that card from your work to your hand. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's just another way that makes Bibbidi like even better. Like just a tutor. And so I'm just keeping my eye on it with all these black decks that are popping up. Like the card is really sweet.
Side note, if you've not tried that card in Hatchiak yet, try it. Because being able to tutor anything out of Hatchiak for 2 is pretty good.
As I say, that's decent.
Yeah.
Seems good.
Oh, and then we have Yellow, the introduction to Garlic Jr., and pour one out for the boy Icarus.
You mean Hero Dragon?
Higher Dragon.
Higher Hero? Higher.
Higher.
H Dragon?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't played with either. Nothing looks over the top in that, and that is so refreshing because yellow is usually snapped.
Yeah, I read all the cards and I'm like, I know I don't like to deal with assumptions too, but these cards on paper just don't seem.
I don't know, man. Like, you know what? Like spamming, getting indestructible things that are big, and I don't know. Indestructible is a good keyword.
It is.
Garlic Jr. It's pretty solid. It's just it lacks that consistent way of closing out a game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Of course, me, it's a yellow leader. I'm going to play Emperor of Universe 7 in it. That's kind of just. It's kind of just how it is.
And play 8s as well.
Yeah, I do like that. The yellow Gohan archetype facilitates the easy 2-card combo of 1-drop yellow Caulifla evolving into 4-drop yellow Caulifla.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like your Leader's Awakened side just plays a 1-cost skill list for free. So you're just like, okay, play this swing. And then
Cool.
I don't know if you guys have actually like read the Gohan leader, but that leader is just like generically great. Like, like it can self-awaken, it draws cards, it plays things for free, it gets a buff when you have skillless cards in play. Like, is the deck going to be like top tier? Probably not, because it's actually relying on battle cards to win the game, but it's still going to be like good. Like it's competitive. Like it's as opposed to I think the problem is like the garlic stuff. Like the 2-drop cards like all seem too expensive. Like even though you can play them for like 1, but like when you're spending 3 mana on 3 different cards that don't really do much, like you're not really progressing the game anywhere. Whereas like the 3-drop Garlic Jr. is a dope card. Like stopping double strike and triple strike is sweet, but it's just I feel like it's just like missing something.
Yeah, well, I feel like the progression of that deck seems awkward because it seems like you want to play Unison on 3 to stay at a high life total, but the Garlic Jr. is also a 3-drop. So it's like, then it seems like then you want to play your Garlic Chain on turn 4 and then just do 3-drop into 4 or 5-drop, whatever cost of 5. I think it's a 5-drop. So that part just seems strange to me in itself. Is like you're conflicting on which route you want to go on turn 3.
Another thing about Gothon though, there's back in the TOP set, there's a 1-drop yellow Kato Pesla skill list. So you can play Gohan with the Kato Pesla chain.
Oh
no, my goodness!
There you go. That's why John counters here.
The evolves are not off of Black Catapesla.
Nope.
No.
That's hilarious.
Wow! Now I want to play this.
Go Icarus Rangers!
Yeah. Another thing with the yellow stuff that kind of with the Gohan stuff that triggers me a little bit is the 6-drop requires you to sack your 1-drops, but then also you want to sack your 1-drops with your leader skill to draw cards. So that part is like conflicting for me too. It's like a lot of tension within the deck in itself. So that part seems, which is like the 6-drop might not even be the way, but just things that question for me.
I like it. Yeah, I'm going through the pool now, see if there's any other cool combos involving vanillas.
The Piccolo SR is pretty cool that it can counter or negate unisons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't spend, if they spend more than 4 on it, then it won't be affected by it, but.
Right. Yeah, Flying High is pretty good. I like it. And then Blue Stuff came out, and I know none of us have got a chance to play. We're going to be playing in the next couple of days. But
Mr. Young Connor has.
Is that right, John? You've been playing a little bit of it?
I have been testing Baby a little bit today. Yes.
Yay!
Nice.
Tell us. Give us the juice.
Overlord and Servant is really good.
okay.
The deck being able, the fact that the leader has a Saiyan trait is such a big power. It's very impactful to the deck, being able to turn 1 to negate with Bulla, that's a 15k. Being able to turn 2 to negate with the Servant Gohan, that's a 25k. Then you can turn 3 Gogeta Pursuit of Power, and you could keep a negate up while having a 15k and 25k Saiyan Din Rest mode.
Oh wow.
It's very strong.
Okay.
Also,
I see that.
being able to do the +0s, to swap a servant to rest mode, draw a card, Overlord, put it to the bottom, play it back off of the 4-drop.
Saiyan Slayer.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a defensive deck that just tries to make loops.
It generates a lot of card advantage.
I was gonna say I don't even think it's really like I'm actually in the middle of writing about the deck basically saying control isn't control and just saying that Blue Baby is actually not a control deck at all. I actually think it's like
Mono blue tempo.
Yeah, as I say, it's like a blue tempo or flash deck. Like if you're familiar with like Magic, and it's like because like okay, my opponent swings, it's like all right, I'm gonna stop your attack and then play a 15k, or
Right.
you're gonna swing, I'm gonna stop your attack and then I'm gonna play a 25k. like it's just like oh all right, like are you really being defensive, or are you just like you're gonna like kill me with these things, aren't you? And then it's like. You know, the idea of getting the 4-drop in play, you're just like, all right, 4-drops in play. Bottom of my deck, I'm going to reveal on turn 5 this 5-drop, triple strike, kill a thing, draw a card, play it for absolutely 0. And yeah, that's it. Just going to make some claps, you know?
Yeah.
That's another deck that can probably get away with playing Zarbon the Emperor's Attendant.
Yes,
That card, we need an alt art of that card. Like that card is, it's becoming so good now. Like it deserves like a reprint.
It's free and it does something. So
Yeah. Restanding your overstated guy is pretty okay. Like it's just like
a couple other good cards in the deck. I'd play like a 2 of the blue Kefla out of your draft box 5. It discounts per blue guy. Untap 2, draw 2.
yeah, the 7-drop one, right?
It discounts by 1 per blue guy, and then has activate main, draw 2 cards, and untap 2 on their turn.
Yeah, that card's good.
Yeah, that card is juicy. Like that card just.
I can't remember the name of it.
It's
energetic something.
Energetic Frenzy Kefla.
Energetic Frenzy.
Yes.
Yep, it's 7, but it's only 3 blue, so it can be a 3 cost, like depending on how many cards you have in play.
Yeah.
Which with Baby, it should be easy.
It should be.
Yeah.
It should be.
So gnarly.
And the floodgates that deck has is insane. Like you get the Gohan, you get Ready to Rumble, you get if you want to play the Unison, you can. Heroic Prospect, if you play that, you can. Like the deck just has like defense for days. Like it's
Mafuba for 1.
it's pretty scary, man. Yeah. I'm pretty terrified. Like that deck
Ready
is
to
gonna
Rumble as it like seems terrifying against any other non-blue deck. Like that card and SS3 are just they're gonna get married one day. Like that just seems crazy. Because like obviously you can just have that up every turn, and then Goku Path to Infinite, you can just bounce it back every turn, and just like hey, I'm just gonna have a Ready to Rumble every turn, and unless you feel comfortable sacking energy, you're just only gonna attack once per turn.
Bro, SS3 is gonna be snap.
Yeah.
The only deck I've been able to actually battle through or ready to terminal with was Dark Broly.
Yeah, because you just don't care about your energy.
Yeah, you don't care about your energy. It's like okay.
Yeah, and it's a topo effect, so they have to place in 1 energy. So it's like topo, you have to discard 2. So if they have no energy, they can't attack, which is cool.
That's wild.
Energy Absorber also is pretty strong in the deck because of how many of your counters untap energy.
Energy Absorber. Is that
Vegeta.
the Vegeta you dropped?
Yeah.
It's Pat's and John's favorite card ever.
Yeah.
I hate
drawing
that card.
cards is more important than winning games. That's
that card and Frieza's healing pot are like the exact same card to beat. It's just like you have to use the effect more than like 3 times in the game to feel it.
Yeah. So Jose, what's your opinion on our new Lord and Savior Ape, Golden Avenger, the 5-drop super rare?
I think it does too much. Not too much, but I think it does a lot of things. So, we have the rule that when a card has more than 2 lines of text, or more than 2 keyword skills turns
Pretty good.
out to be pretty good. So yeah, the fact that he's removal and he's a finisher, and yeah, and he really could become free with the new baby unison and whatnot.
Oh God.
Yeah, people aren't talking enough about that card. That card being like having 2, like plus 2 is like so dangerous. Like
Yeah.
plus 2 draw
It's
card
at
and
15K, which makes it somewhat more manageable.
then I mean,
but
but you're playing a deck of all negates.
I know. I'm just
Okay. Just yeah.
The ape also is really good in Zamasu because you get to 5 energy so quickly.
yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about SS3.
You can have that card up every turn too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can play it offensively or defensively.
I think actually in SS3 it's probably better offensively because there's a lot of times that you have Matt say you just counter and negate things, you put things into play, but on your turn they just play their floodgate and you're like, all right, I guess I'll just ape to draw 2, but then you having an answer to their topo or their dormant or whatever, and then you continue to attack with their weenies. That was my main aspect that stinked about SS3 is like you couldn't stop their stuff, but now you can.
I wholeheartedly believe that heading into Series 11 and looking at the blue decks, like, and just looking at the previews, Topo Righteous Aid is unplayable. Between God Sealing Trunks and now this card, like, you're never casting a Topo. Like, if you ever do, you just and the thing is, like, it's not like Topo's. It's not like Topo's hard to read either. If I pass with a red X energy up, like, you know what I'm playing. Like, I'm
Exactly.
Yeah.
Up, pass. God Sealing.
Pass, please
baby.
don't.
God.
Like it. Unplayable.
Yeah, but this
What world are we in?
-2, baby.
Do you guys remember when that was a $30 common?
Yes. That was crazy.
You know, like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
No, I mean even before blue, Topo kept on the decline for red decks in general. Just there it is, the shiny stuff.
The reprint sweet.
Well, just 2 felt so much more expensive, and it just limited your turns what you could do offensively, and it just and unless you were untapped 2 leader, it felt really bad.
If it ain't free, it ain't me, man.
So I wanted to ask you guys, all of you guys, because I was thinking last night, would Unstoppable, the Unstoppable be playable again? You guys think?
UI?
Yeah.
When you can play it for free, it's gonna be an out to sell Xeno. So if you ever use like the -5, like you have an out to sell Xeno at any time. So that part feels good.
Thank you for putting the last shot into my heart for wanting to play Yellow Baby.
I mean, yeah, literally, the card is an answer to every battle card in the game, UI. So having that in existence, you're probably going to put 1 or 2 of it in the deck just to always threaten it. And if you ever play in a tournament where you have to show anyone's deck list, as long as you have 1, it's always going to be live.
The reason why I'm thinking about it is because on mirror matches, right, you're going to be playing, people are just going to be snapping, turning the tide or stuff like that, and you just want to get rid of it. You know, you just want to get 1 more card at least, and not get the 30K finisher crit.
Yep.
But Frisco, Baby Golden Avenger is also an answer to Salzino.
I thought it's 7 drop or less. No. Oh, I guess
it is, but then you just play it and yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Then there you go. I thought, the actual auto can bottom deck any battle card ignoring barrier.
Oh my goodness!
I thought they're both 7 drop or less. Okay.
No, I do think that next set,
1,
the black,
2, 3, 4, 5.
The Mickey Burrow black card. I think that will become a very important card in almost every sideboard.
Which card?
Which one?
Chupacabra?
The 2-drop Mickey Burrow.
You mean Chupacabra?
Yeah.
Well, I think that and Max Power Kamehameha also, like, Max Power is so good. Like, so good.
What about Desperate Measures?
Maybe it's baby.
I'd rather do. Sorry.
Isn't it free? Isn't Desperate Measure free?
It costs one.
No, but
Specified.
doesn't it get?
You still have to be specified. If I'm doing that, I'd rather play Deadly Alliance and bounce back my 3 costs on the board and reuse them. I think.
Deadly Alliance. Oh, 2-drop Uku?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
From
there is
Draft Box 4.
there is some merit to it because of that green Vegeta that blows up a field. Being able to pay one and go, okay, my field stays, that goes back into your hand.
That's really good on the play, but on the draw, then you have to worry about if you're gonna have a 2-drop Unison versus, and then have Trunks, and you're like, well, I guess I'm never resolving this card.
right.
Yeah, but that 5-drop baby just makes you revisit a lot of old blue leaders and just like, hey, can I just put this in the deck and just is it now a more viable deck?
Yeah, it's
Rudiger. Yes.
Talk to Trey about that.
Yeah, I'm excited though. Baby Golden Avengers, the turn 4, turn 5 game closer outside of Obuni that I think the color needed.
I agree.
Obuni isn't a closer.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It's like a bunter that gets a guy on base.
That's it.
2 Obunis is a closer. 1 is not.
Oh my god. That card strives to get hit by a pitch to get a base. That's what the card strives to do. It's like, oh god, okay, all right, I'm on base. Well, someone else is gonna finish it up.
Exactly.
You know?
Someone's gonna bring me home.
Yeah. Someone else gets the RBIs. I'm just on base. You know.
I'm glad we stayed with that reference. I'm glad it stuck.
Me too. You're welcome.
Yeah, but looking into how telegraphed the deck lists are going to be moving into next set, that 2-drop Becky Cabra being basically able to assume what's in their deck because most decks will have the same 30 to 40 cards based on the leader.
Right.
Being able to go, okay, pay 2 and play this. I'll say Vegeta 4. Now you can't play your ready to rumble. I'm going to go ham.
Yep.
Right.
That makes a ton of sense. I can get behind that a ton.
We haven't given any love to SS4 Vegeta, the SR, and talked about that at all. What do you guys think about that? The Ramp 4, Draw 4?
I was just about to, but I really needed to hear from my resident baby lover what he thought about the new baby stuff. Because he hasn't...
I'm going to play it because it's baby.
Control player Jose. Control player Jose.
So, it's Control Player Jose stepping back from the shadow since set 2. No, take it back. No, since when Yellow Broly came out. Since HOM. So I was playing Red Baby. That was the last time I played Control, actually.
Wow.
Basically, if the game goes past the turn 4, Jose is not going to play the deck.
It's like, sign here. You have the game. I don't care.
I'm just really hungry, bro.
I'm hang out with my boys, girl. I don't care.
It's been 25 minutes. The game should be over now. That should be best of 3 done.
Seriously, we're joking like that, right? But after turn 3, I'm like, do I really want to charge? I want to just card in my hand to end the game. Yeah. Every game, dude. Everyone's like, I don't want to charge this card anymore. I don't want to charge. I want to kill you.
And then there's me. I'm there. I'm taking 7 energy. I'm like, okay, I still am going to charge. What do I charge though? I gotta get.
I'm not going to lose next turn, so I might as well win by a bigger margin. Yeah,
pretty much.
Are you any more enthusiastic about Vegeta than Baby, Jose?
No, not at all. I feel like okay. Let me be careful with my word selection here. I feel like SS4 Vegeta is a trap.
Okay.
All right.
Because I think you're ramping, and baby, I'm gonna just kill you. I'm gonna be countering because you still have to swing and carry your stuff. Like what Matt eloquently said, and what John has demonstrated with his list is like you're gonna be swinging at you. You play something. Now have an extra attacker. Next turn, I'm swinging with 2 things. Okay, let's go. Your turn again. Oh, you swung. Negate. Another body. Okay, now I'm swinging with 3. Like, okay, you're ramping for the sake of ramping. You're not, you know?
Okay.
That's how I feel, but I haven't played it.
Gotcha. Yeah,
well, I think
sorry, you can go, John.
John, go ahead.
The fact it has to deal damage makes it where it can't pressure the opponent's unison, and that really hinders it.
Yep.
Right.
Compared to other leaders.
Yep.
Unless against Demigra, right? Does it work against Demigra? Maybe not. because D'Amico Unison, they still have to take a life or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making.
I
jokes.
believe. Nah, but
Not fan.
But what about the the Vegeta, the SS4, the 6-drop, the one that could ramp 4 or draw 2, ramp 2?
Those ain't have the flag, bro.
I know.
no.
It seems like a weird card that might not even be the best card in the SS4 leader deck. I don't even know if the deck wants to play that card. I don't know. I want to see everything first before I want to think about that card. But I have a feeling like that card lives in Reboot Beerus, stuff like that, or any other ramp blue deck. I guess I'm trying to think of.
So thing to remember is that the only actual answer for it that sees play right now is God Stealing Trunks because the auto doesn't go off.
Right.
Against any other color, that auto does go off.
Correct. Yep.
So draw 2, ramp 2, which is probably going to be the choice that the majority of people make because it's the safest.
Right.
Being able to have energy open for whatever counters you want, not being at risk of being tapped out by some random effect. Like that's like really strong. And then the upside is that if your opponent doesn't have an answer for it, it's a 30k blocker. Like, so I think the card is really good. I don't think it's like a 4 of, like, you're not playing 4 copies of it, but I think just like, 6 energy, which you're probably going to get to by roughly the 4th turn of the game, draw 2, ramp 2 to like bridge you to turning the tide is like.
But I want to kill you if I have 6 energy.
Nope, not at all.
No. Hear me
I
out.
want to kill you with 6 energy. I'm not gonna.
Hear me out.
Okay, let me pay 6 to go to 8 pass.
Yeah. Welcome to control, bro.
I want the sure thing. The sure thing is turning the tide.
I mean, 3 energy, draw 4, and SS3 is pretty good.
That's to say, like in SS3, it's SS3, it's broken.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, 3 energy, draw 4, I'll take.
All right. So check this out. All right. So like if they don't trunk shoot, like let's say they even have the freezer, the answer for it. You also have give yourself 4 energy. Swing leader. If they negate, you untap it. You swing again. That one goes through. Now you resolve a beam, and now you have 5, so you can hard cast a Golden Avenger.
Bean has to go.
I thought you said.
Bean has to go.
I'll say it right now.
But it carries the game on its back. End quote.
Well,
It
the
has
funny
to
thing
go.
with the card is, right, it doesn't say you can activate more than 1 copy per turn, so you can just ramp 4, awaken, untap 2, do it again, and then ramp another 4, or do double bean or whatever the case is. So
And then play set 1 Whis.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's what I said. That's what I was like. Beerus probably loves this card right now.
Yeah, reboot Beerus. Let's build it.
Bruh.
Infinite Fuse Zamasu. Boys.
Yeah.
Boys.
Seed to the future.
Boys.
We need more 10-drop blue cards. That's what we need.
I mean, I would be lying if I said I do not play that Vegeta and Tragedy Overground in the same deck.
I was like, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I mean, top 4 charge Zamasu and Goku Black pieces.
Yep.
It's not leader locked either, so any blue leader can do it.
Yeah.
I think that card ages incredibly well. I think it'll make it's like the amount of times you probably like that is one of those cards where it doesn't necessarily win the game, but that is the card that you will think back in your game against it and be like, wow, that card actually won them the game. Resolving that card actually won them the game because getting that energy advantage and that card advantage is like, it's absurd. Like,
yeah, I just remember Jose said in the chat the other day that he didn't like the blue stuff because none of it draws. That's a pretty good solution to the problem.
No, that was before they revealed all this stuff.
Oh, okay.
That was Overlord. Overlord's a pretty good solution too.
Overlord's an absurd mechanic in blue. Like, too easy to enable.
That deck does so much filtering. Your hand's going to be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Almost whatever you want it.
I don't even play Obuni in it. I played in the sideboard, but not in the main.
You can't. There's no reason to try and fit it because
you're breaking up.
You're breaking up, or you're not.
Oh, I'm just.
No, the universe censored him because saying that Obuni doesn't belong in a blue deck is a cardinal sin to the deck.
Yeah, you're right. I was just saying that I would just always rather leave my energy turn. like in that deck. Like,
Or if you're SS3, you could play a boony and leave your energy up.
Exactly. Yeah. Steve-
I can see
Very
SS3 being a 60 card deck. I can see that.
Ooh.
S3, really?
There's so many cards. There's so
I
many
know.
cards you want to play in that
So many
deck.
good cards,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, because
okay.
you're gonna want Ready to
You want it
Rumble
actually.
and you're gonna want Baby's Minion or Sun Gohan Baby's Minion in the same deck just so they can't stop both with a